Hello. I'm out for a walk right now. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's very beautiful. I'm looking at the stars by this big pond thing. It's the end of winter, but it just snowed the other day. So it's kind of cold. I think it's -7 Celsius right now. Not too bad though. But my fingies are freezing. Anyways, I wanted to make this voice note or this audio just for fun. Honestly, I was listening to some of my other YouTube videos and my audios that I came across, and something weird kind of happened. I was actually enjoying listening to myself when I recorded those videos for, I think it was a couple years ago, a year and a bit ago. When I listened back to it the next day, the next week, I was kind of cringed out by it. But I recently listened to them again, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I actually listened to it twice, which is kind of fucked, kind of narcissistic, low-key, but I think the deeper message it's kind of telling me is that I think I've gained a certain amount of self-love to really appreciate myself and my thoughts and, what I give to the world, what I am to the world. So here I'm making another one. So it's not just for fun. I guess it's just for myself. And it is fun. So maybe it is just for fun. Whatever. Two opposing truths. I've been MIA. I've just been dealing with my own life. I got a new real job. And it's been nice because I've actually been able to save enough to the point where I actually bought a car. And dude, I love it so much. I love her so much. I named my car Cynthia. She's a beauty. It's a little Volvo wagon. My sister actually helped me a ton with getting her for a good price, and one of her friends sold it to me. One of our friends, I'll say, sold it to me for a really good price. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with her. It feels like I unlocked my freedom, and I'm abusing it now, bro. I'm abusing it to look at the stars at 2 in the morning and to get hypothermia by being out here. But I don't know, it feels like I'm alive finally. Again, this past year has been really good. I feel like most of my life I've been kind of operating on autopilot. And it's just moments like these where you kind of realize, oh shit, I'm actually a human being. I'm alive, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. I actually got my first girlfriend last year, and it taught me so many things. It didn't last, but that's alright. Nothing in life has to last forever. I kind of wanted it to be this fairy tale thing that did last forever, and have it be my one and done. But it was kind of like a Disney fantasy, like real life it doesn't work like that. You have to make mistakes, you have to learn. I'm not saying like our relationship was a mistake, but we did make mistakes in the relationship, both me and her, and that's okay, right? I learned more about myself, I learned more about what I want and how I should go about certain situations. Also, let me unlock her real quick. You guys hear that? Oh, that's her opening up. She's a beauty. And my hands are cold, so I'm just gonna get my car real quick. Whew. Okay. What was I saying? Relationship. Yeah. I made some mistakes. She made some mistakes. We both made mistakes. But that's alright. It wasn't really meant to work out, I think. But even if a situation doesn't work out, that doesn't mean you can't learn from it, right? That's I think the goal of life is to literally make those mistakes, because you're gonna make mistakes when you don't know something. So instead of calling it a mistake, maybe it's just you're learning, right? Let me give an example just to solidify or kind of drill in the point I'm trying to make. But let's say you know nothing about gardening and you get your first plant and you're learning how to keep this plant happy and healthy and alive, and it's more than just let me just turn my car on. It's more than just sunlight and water, right? I feel there the fans go. I feel like nature has actually I should turn it off so it doesn't drain the battery. Sorry about that. That was my radio. Yeah, so when you're taking care of a plant, and I started gardening a couple years ago, and honestly, it looks so easy, but it's so hard, because plants are they're very particular in what they like. But anyways, once you decide to get a plant and take care of it, you learn what the plant likes and what it doesn't like. And when I started gardening first, it was really hard. All my plants kind of died, pretty, even now, I'm trying to take care of this one carnivorous plant that my roommate, he couldn't take care of it anymore, and he told me to water it every week. This plant likes it's in peat moss, so it's different than soil, and it can't drink tap water. Tap water will kill it. You have to get distilled water, and then you have to water it. He said he watered it every week, and he told me never to let it get dry. But this thing, when I started taking care of it, I was watering it weekly, but it was drying up, from the bottom up was drying, and it's still drying up, and I'm watering it way more now. I'm trying to water it twice a week or 3 times a week to keep it moist, but I think it's past the point of survival. All the it has pitchers because it's a carnivorous plant. All the pitchers have dried up, and there's two left, and one of them's drying up, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Because, like he told me once a week, but yeah, it's just plants are very particular, and he could take care of it better than me. So I guess that leads back into like relationships. Sometimes it's kind of like an experience you learn about, I think anyways, whether that be, you know, it's kind of like a skill you learn and you get better at it. And this was my first relationship, like romantic, where I felt like it was my first, where I actually wanted it to lead somewhere. The other ones were kind of just over the internet, or like I didn't really have that drive to try, if that makes sense. Yeah, which, like, bad on me is what it is. I learned from those as well. But yeah, and that's how it went. And I think that's kind of like the goal in life. You learn and you evolve yourself to be a better person. Evolution is like, I think that's the goal in any aspect. As long as you're evolving, yeah, like whether that be physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, evolution in itself is, I think, the main goal of life. When you start from birth, you're evolving physically, and then you develop mentally, you gain consciousness, and then your tutorial is 18 years long, probably longer, honestly. I feel like I'm a late bloomer, and I feel like I really started to like bloom when I was like 20-ish. Like, yeah, it's different for everyone as well. But I have seen myself evolve, and I'm very proud of myself. And that's all I can really ask for. And I feel like the hardest part of being a human and just like dealing with shit is, first of all, like your emotions. And then I think what's even harder is like your pride, to get over that, that voice in your head, like, oh, I'm always right, or I'm the victim here. We build narratives for ourselves, and we try to like justify why they're right. But life isn't black and white, you know. You're not always gonna be in the right. And that being said, you're not always gonna be in the wrong. And right and wrong is just a perspective as well. Like, I guess for me, morally, for morals, I would say you have to triangulate it, but you kind of have to live for yourself as well, even though it is selfish. But I mean, everything in life is selfish. It's coming from you. Even when you're thinking of someone else, your mind is thinking about them because of you, right? Like, because you think it's a good thing to do, right? It's in itself selfish, but yeah, you don't have to be malicious with it. You don't have to hurt people to get ahead. You don't have to, put people down to stay ahead. Yeah. I realize, like, the only time I'm really malicious to people is when they're malicious to me first, or I think they are malicious to me first. Yeah, and it's kind of what happened in my relationship. I felt like I was being attacked in a way, like emotionally, obviously. And then I'm very direct about my emotions, so they come out just really sharp, I would say, and really strong. Like, people usually stray away from being super direct with their emotions, but mine just come out like a blade, just very direct. And yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think me being honest and communicating that, the right person will appreciate it. But it is, it is kind of rough for people because I don't really think about their emotions in that moment. What I'm thinking about is myself, because I'm hurt. I was hurt by you, and then you weren't thinking of me, so I'm not going to think about you, right? That's how my mind works. It's kind of like tit for tat, if you call it that. But yeah, evolution. Just get better. Learn from your mistakes, from things you want to fix. Learn to become the person you want to become. That's what everybody's trying to do. And make shifts to make that happen. And honestly, I believe, like, deep down, your soul, like the shape of your soul, dude, in this one, I think it was the last episode of Adventure Time, Jake says, as long as I know the shape of my soul, I'll be all right. And that really fucking stuck with me, dude. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like everybody's soul has a shape. And I mean, they measured it, bro. There is a human soul, and it weighs a certain amount. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just watching this fucking bulldozer go by. Yeah, as long as you know the shape of your soul, and you can't not know the shape of your soul, you know? Like, it's inbuilt, ingrained in your entire being. So no matter what you do, you're always gonna reflect the shape of your soul, and you're gonna be the version of yourself that your soul wants you to be. But obviously it is a process. You evolve into it. You weren't meant to be a baby your whole life, you know? Your soul wasn't meant to... The shape of your soul was not meant to be a baby your entire life. That's why you evolved into, a person, a baby to a child to a teenager to an adult. And then, yeah, you go from there. You build from there, and you kind of live out your story like that. And when it's your time to, like, once you've reached your peak of your soul, I guess that's when you start to, you've done what you needed to do, and you slowly start to wither away. Just like how a rose will grow into a rose, obviously. And it's super beautiful, and it reaches its peak, and it doesn't last forever. It withers away. But it started from at a bulb, right? It started from being a nub into a bulb, and then slowly sprouting, and then finally flowering, and that's the peak of the rose there. And then it slowly withers away as time goes on. But I think that's really beautiful. And yeah, just wanted to express my thoughts, and I will be kind of, I'll try to like post more. I know I said it in the last video that I wanted to be a YouTuber, and I still do. I don't have that drive right now though. And that's the difference. Like, I'm still applying the building blocks to my life. And you know, I feel like my soul hasn't unlocked this yet to a greater extent. But I believe I will. I'll like get back into it, and hopefully I can share some beauty to people, some helpful evolution advice of my journey, and yeah, what I have to say, what I have to give to the world. But right now, my energy is not focused on YouTube. It's more focused on a comic I'm making, and I've been spending a lot of time on this comic. It was supposed to be out honestly like a year ago, but it's just kept expanding, and it's still expanding, and I'm doing the whole rough sketch for it right now. It's about, on a ballpark, like right now 180 pages, so many panels. I've been putting a lot of effort into it, so I know this is gonna be something that I complete. But after the rough sketch is done, I have my whole idea in my head already. After it's done, and I'm still kind of like, I'm low-key kind of freestyling it as well, but after the rough sketch is done, I'm gonna do an edited version of it, and then just 222, make a wish. I wish to keep evolving, and I know it's gonna come true, so don't even gotta worry about that. Yeah, I guess the story is kind of about evolution as well. And it has a lot of like religious ties, and trauma and all that sort of stuff. It's a little bit of like a peek into my soul, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. It is longer than I expected, but to be expected. It was only going to be 60 pages, and I wanted it to be kind of small for a first time project, but everybody loved it so much that I showed. They're like, oh, you should, they didn't tell me to like change anything. They're just like, oh, I wish I knew more about this character or this character. So I'm actually building like a whole story around all these characters and having them interact, and just, oh man, it's nice. And the pacing is a lot better now. It feels like you really get to know them, and yeah, I'm excited about it. Yeah, so I'm gonna flesh that out. I'm gonna edit it, and then after that I'm gonna make a digital copy, because I still do digital art, but yeah, I haven't done it in a little while. I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna do a digital copy, and then that will be free for you guys to read. But I'm gonna separate it into volumes like how manga does. So I'm doing the rough sketch for the whole chapter. After this chapter is done, I am going to do the volumes. So that would be like 20 pages each, or whatever I decide to do. And then I'll digitalize volume 1 first, and then I'll put that out, and then from there I'll see what people think, what people are saying, add some input. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, once I let that out, I'll start on volume 2, and I want to get the whole chapter out, but my goal for this year is to actually get volume out 1 digitalized and out this year. So I've been working on it a lot. I'm hoping to get that done. It was supposed to be last year, but plans kind of changed. Last year I had this resolution, New Year's resolution, to complete the comic digitally, because it was only going to be 60 pages. And yeah, it evolved, so I kind of forgive myself for not being up to that, right? Like getting it digitalized for that year. I forgive myself because it evolved into such an extent, right? And it's good to forgive yourself for not meeting your goals. As long as you're getting closer and you're, evolving, advancing with your goals, then it doesn't really matter if you meet them or not. As long as you're advancing and you're moving forward, that's all that matters, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm very excited for that. I hope you guys will like it as well. Yeah. I probably won't upload for a while, but if I want to, I will. This is just kind of like raw thoughts and raw energy. But yeah, leave a comment if you want to hear more. Leave a like, subscribe, whatever you do. But honestly, leave a comment. Don't be shy. If you want to hear about anything in life, I'll share my experience about it. And yeah, I hope to chat, hope to meet some cool people. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna head out. I gotta drive now. I gotta drive home. It's 2:30. Hopefully I don't wake up anybody. But yeah, have a good night, guys. I gotta wake up early, actually, at 9 o'clock. I have a medical call that I have to take, so yeah, gotta be up for that. So I gotta be up in 6.5 hours. Okay, yeah. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Bye.